On the Kenyan coast, any sunrise paints itself with golden colors, joyfully creating an enchanting celebration of nature as it dances to the morning breeze against a peaceful ocean. After all, life in this region revolves around this ocean, its beauty, and the emotions it inspires. For generations, fishing has been a lifeline for families and communities. However, the challenges of climate change, gender inequality, and economic vulnerabilities have conspired to make life here a tough call. However, a transformative initiative is shaping a new narrative amid these challenges. The Blue Empowerment Project, launched under the Climate Resilient Economies Program and the African Center for Technology Studies (ACTS), is bringing new hope to these communities, especially to the women who have long been sidelined in the world of fisheries.
A couple of years ago, we were seeing a lot of problems for the community at the Kenyan coast, especially on aspects of accessing resources from the blue economy, so sea resources. They are talking about fish in the sea, or seaweeds, or even other natural resources. And we had an opportunity to come up with an initiative that would reduce the barriers and provide interventions that can be used to help women overcome some of these barriers. And that's how the project, Blue Empowerment Project, was initiated. The project was designed to get information, gather evidence, and this evidence was supposed to be used to inform policy, technology, and business.
The Blue Empowerment Project, launched under the Climate Resilience Economies programs at the African Center for Technology Studies (ACTS), is bringing new hope to these communities, especially to the women who have long been sidelined in the world of fisheries.
Mradi umetuwezesha kujua IMTA ni kitu ambapo ikifanyika kwa jamii pia tutakuwa na yale manufaa kwa community. Kwa mfano, tunakuwa na ufugaji wa samaki kwenye cage. Tuko na cage farming ambapo pale ndani una uwezo wa kuweka samaki na ukaweka pweza pale ndani na ukaweka mikamba pale ndani, na ukiifuga mahali pamoja, huwa ile chakula utampatia samaki, utamlisha samaki, vitasaidiana hiyo chakula kupata wale wengine, na wote watafanya vizuri, yani watakuwa na wewe kama mkulima pale ndani pia utakuja pata manufaa muda ambao hauja utarajia.
Tangu uno mradi wa samaki na seaweed kuwekwa pale pamoja, wale wenzetu ambao wamefanya mazao kwao yamekuja juu, mwani wapata mwingi, so zile kilo ambazo walikuwa wanavuna, na pia ukiangalia samaki sasa hivi wanavuna vitu viwili zaidi. Wakivuna mwani, baada ya miezi kadhaa watoa samaki, na ile samaki wauza na wapata kipato zaidi.
The project's core objectives include profiling gender-responsive challenges, unlocking the potential for commercial adoption of fish seaweed IMTA systems, and creating socio-technical pathways that support sustainable practices. It's about transforming not only the environment, but also the social fabric of these communities. Through these initiatives, policies, technology uptake, and governance frameworks are evolving, ensuring that women are empowered to participate in decision-making, development, and business.
One of the first things, introduce ourselves to the Ministry of Fisheries then, to just tell them what we were doing. We've had meetings with the Council of Governors also, just to tell them what we're doing, because this is, the implementation is happening at the county level. So engagement with the COG was very critical. And the engagement was to tell them that we need to find a way to really integrate gender more centrally in the policies, and look at instruments that can allow policies to really drive and enable women's integration and also empowerment in the fisheries and aquaculture sector.
Far beyond just fish farming, the team is developing integrated, business-driven solutions that respond directly to the real-world challenges and opportunities in the sector. At the core of this initiative lies a transformative approach, integrated multi-trophic aquaculture, not just a technology, but a dynamic system.
We also have business models, business initiatives that we are picking up based on these barriers and opportunities. And we have technology, and our anchor technology is what we call the Integrated Multi-Trophic Aquaculture technology. But it's not looked at as technology as an entity. It has other things around it. It has what we call the fingerling transport unit. This is a technology that is used to basically bring fingerlings for stocking. It also has an augmented hatchery unit. So seeds or fish fingerlings are a big problem in the sector. So we are generating fingerlings, we're producing fingerlings, transporting them and stocking them in cages and also ponds. And since fish is a stream that already was developing, we're also augmenting our work with seaweed production. And we are testing different methods of this. We are testing seaweed production system like off-bottom that has been traditionally used, and more productive systems like the tubular seaweed production system or the longline production system that are often anchored into racks.
In coastal communities where tradition often shapes opportunity, a quiet revolution is underway, led by women, empowered by purpose. At the heart of Blue Empowerment Project, a bold new vision is rising, one where women are no longer sidelined but step forward as leaders in the blue economy. Through strategic collaboration with local fisheries departments, women are gaining access to deeper waters, literally and figuratively, with fishing licenses and the skills to thrive.
The work package has managed to coordinate several training sessions on gender empowerment, which have taken place in Kwale and Kilifi. And this one has really helped in terms of breaking the cultural norms and barriers that normally affect women to take up on specific roles within the aquaculture sector. And then the other thing is that we have seen with the gender trainings, the women that used to be less vocal, when we began, a majority used to even fear expressing themselves. But now we've seen a lot of change. They are coming out strongly and boldly, and they are able to express themselves.
On economic empowerment, we have empowered women in fishing. We have collaborated with County Fisheries Department, and we have offered around 10 women with licenses so that they'll be able to go fish in the deeper waters. However, our main aim is to promote aquaculture with the IMTA, and we also have more women participating in the IMTA farms, in the aquaculture farms, and in the seaweed farms. We are supporting women empowerment and capacity building. Like with the empowerment, we empower them into leadership, and we also train them to go beyond what they have always been doing.
Through collaboration with key partners such as the Kenya Industrial Research and Development Institute, KIRDI, the Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute, KEMFRI, the CMOS Corporation, and Kenyatta University, the Blue Empowerment Project is unlocking new opportunities for commercial success.
In KIRDI, IMTA is one of our ongoing programs, but initially this project of Blue Empowerment was the first initiative that we undertook under IMTA. So in this project, we are involved in establishment of the IMTA system, that is the cages and also the seaweed farms at the project sites in Kwale, specifically in Uganunga sub-county, Kijiweni, Kibuyuni area, where now we are doing the farming of seaweed and culture of fish or aquaculture of fish in marine cages. So through this, we are involved in the technological establishment of the IMTA system. That involves the setting up of the cages and also the seaweed farms around the cages for our integrated and sustainable production of seaweed and fish. KIRDI, because of the initial initiative in collaboration with the Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute, KEMFRI, and also the Technical University of Mombasa, We pioneered the construction of marine cages in the Indian Ocean. And one of the challenges that was noted from the beginning was the issue of gender equity. Because of the dwindling catches, it meant that fishermen had to go deeper into the sea to get their catch. So this meant that only those who are financially endowed, and especially men, were the ones who are going deep into the sea for fishing. This caused the challenge of issue of gender inequity, where the ladies were not really involved in the production system. So in our design and in our conceptualization of the IMTA project, it was imperative that we bring the sea, as we say, we bring the sea closer to the people. So by spreading, by creating enterprises based on the IMTA platform, again, we can produce or we can create multi-channels of business enterprises that can be able to take up a number of beneficiaries, including women, for better livelihoods. So that's how KIRDI was able or is able to integrate the technology, the innovations with the gender equity and also the issues of better livelihoods through higher productivity and also enterprise development through development of value addition products or value added products.
Across Kenya's southern coast, a quiet transformation is taking place, rooted not in lecture halls, but in the rhythm of tides and the feel of the sea. Dr. Maundu, a lead researcher from Kenyatta University, is at the forefront of this change. Through the Blue Empowerment Project's hands-on workshops, she's helping coastal communities, especially women, bridge the gap between traditional knowledge and scientific practice.
My experience with facilitating hands-on practical sessions has been very interesting. And one of the things I have picked while interacting with the participants is that because they are coming from the community and many of them don't have so much advanced form of knowledge in terms of education, they don't like the theoretical bit so much. But when we engage them from a hands-on practical perspective, they really understand very well, and you find that the concepts that we are disseminating to them are easy to understand. So I can say that hands-on practical sessions are far much better as compared to theoretical sessions, especially when you are dealing with communities. When it comes to setting up of a seaweed farm, one of the key things that you have to begin with is the site selection, where you are going to carry out the farming. And there are various parameters that are going to inform you on the site suitability. And one of them is we look at various parameters. We are going to look at physical-chemical parameters, so we have to look at the temperature, whether the temperature is good for seaweed farming. We have to ensure that the drainage around, we don't have the influence of fresh water coming in, because seaweed is purely a marine plant, so it doesn't want fresh water to interfere with its growth. And then another key thing is the seabed. For seaweed to do very well, we need, and because we have different methods of growing seaweed, here in Kenya and especially in Kibuyuni, we have what we call the off-bottom seaweed method. This is the simplest method, and this is the easiest, especially for our women, to adopt it, because we depend on the tides. And so what happens during the low tide, you are able now to go and look at the seabed. So we want a place that is not rocky, and the substrate itself is not muddy. So we want a sandy substrate that is not muddy and it's not rocky, for the women to be able to put the sticks that are needed to hold the strings for growing seaweed. Once the farmers have harvested the seaweed, they normally carry it to the drying racks. They have what we call drying racks. So they go and distribute, they go and put their seaweed on those racks. And then you will find that they will have several activities, like sorting out the seaweed to remove any impurities that may be part of the seaweed. And then they will keep on because it takes around 3 to 5 days for the seaweed to dry. So they will keep on coming and flipping the seaweed, turning it over, helping it with the drying process. And then once the seaweed has dried very well, now they are able to take it to the factory. And when they take it to the factory, the community can choose either to package it in the drying bags and await a buyer, or alternatively, they normally pick a section of the dried seaweed and now use it for value addition. And this is where now they come up with products like soaps, the lotions, the gels, the hand washes, etc.
Field officers play a crucial role in the success of the Blue Empowerment Project. They serve as the primary link between the project and the local communities in Kwale and Kilifi counties. These dedicated professionals work on the ground, engaging directly with fishermen and their female counterparts in the sector to implement the Integrated Multi-Trophic Aquaculture IMTA systems of fish and seaweed. Their responsibilities include providing hands-on training, offering technical support, gathering feedback, and ensuring that the project's goals are met while fostering a deep understanding of the sustainable practices introduced. Through their work, the field officers not only promote climate resilience and gender equality, but also build trust within the community, ensuring that the project's benefits are felt for generations to come.
Kazi zangu kama field officer katika mradi wa Blue Empowerment ambao uko mashinani anda bahari CBO, kazi yangu ya kwanza ni kuchukua data za samaki na za mwani ambao unafanywa, ni mradi ambao unafanywa na Blue Empowerment kwa kufuga samaki na mwani. Kwa upande wangu mimi kama field officer wa Lungalunga sub county nilibahatika cage na hizo off bottom method ambazo zinatumika kwa kupandia mwani zinafanyika sana kwa upande wangu. So kila siku ama kila baada ya siku huwa nabadilisha. Leo naenda kuangalia mashamba ya mwani yakoje, na siku ya pili labda naenda kuangalia kwa cage samaki wanaendeleaje. Pia nasaidiana na field technician, cage technician kwenda kusafisha cage wakati mwingine. Pia tunaenda kulisha samaki ama kutafuta vile vyakula vya samaki ambavyo vinapatikana baharini. Huwa najaribu kukiwa na mikutano ama training ambazo zipo kwa ajili ya kuempower akina mama, kuhamasisha akina mama, kuwatafuta ni akina nani ambao wataparticipate kwenye hizi activities ambazo tunafanya kama kupanda mwani, kuenda kwa cage. Huwa akina mama tunawahusisha, pia wababa hatukuacha nyuma, lakini sana tuna deal na akina mama, ambapo akina mama hawa pia tunawapa mafunzo kama ya biashara, mafunzo ya kutengeneza mwani, kufanya product nyingine, pengine kwa mwani watengeneze lotion, watengeneze sabuni, vitu kama hivyo.
Jukumu langu kubwa kwa mradi huu ni kuhamasisha na kuiwezesha jamii, hususan wanawake katika wanaojishughulisha katika ukulima wa mwani na samaki. Kwa huo ukulima wa mwani na samaki pamoja, wanajamii walengwa huwa wanashirikishwa sana. Hata kuna mafunzo wamepata kuhusiana na hiyo teknolojia mpya iliyotumika. Maanake siwajua mradi ulipokuja wengi hawakuwa wanajua kama mtu anaweza fuga samaki na mwani kwa pamoja. So hicho ni kitu kipya. Kwa Wamsambweni walikuwa ni wakulima wa mwani, lakini sasa kuchanganya na samaki hawawezi. Lakini hao ni mafunzo wameweza kupata. Mafunzo ambayo wanapewa hawa wanajamii kwa huu mradi, wameweza kupata mafunzo ya kijinsia, gender. So unapata wanawake wanaelimishwa, wanaweza kuboreshwa na kuelezewa kwamba sauti zao zinafaa kusikika. Pia kupata kujua vitu ambavyo wanajamii wanapenda ama wanataka, matakwa yao, huwa tuwafanyia mahojiano. mahojiano ya vikundi, hizo ni FDGs, alafu kuna hizi pia za wataalam KIIs. So tukifanya hayo mahojiano tunaweza kupata hayo matakwa kabisa kutoka kwa mlengwa. So hayo ndio yanatuwezesha sisi kupanga mikakati. Mimi kama afisa nitapeleka ujumbe wangu ama hayo majibu kwa vichwa vya mradi. So hayo majibu yanawezesha wale wakuu wa huu mradi waweze kupanga mikakati ambayo inawalenga hao.
With a focus on gender equality and climate resilience, the project ensures that the wealth of the ocean is shared equitably. This creates economic prosperity and empowerment of women to lead in the growth of the blue economy of today and tomorrow.
This project was specifically targeting women, and as such, the idea was then to identify the barriers that were blocking women from taking advantage of the economic opportunities that are there, but also ensuring that we are able to, through this project, bring them up to speed in terms of technology, and then let them take the lead with respect to issues around technology. This we did together with the Women Empowerment Fund in Kwale, and the essence of it was just to ensure that then women are able to pick up these lessons and apply them in their everyday sustenance. In this case, when the project now got to the point where we are now optimizing the IMTA cage at Kijiweni, the community felt it was necessary to form a management committee, because that's what happens at the community level. So I think for me that's like a direct indication that whatever we've done at the project level has been able to translate at this very critical juncture where we needed people to manage the cage. And this seaweed had given rise to other micro-industries through value addition. And this was very critical because in Kilifi, this is what they lacked. And this was particularly pronounced when we did the peer-to-peer kind of training.
Huu mradi nilipoanza mpaka saa hii nilikuwa na nyumba tu ya hizi za udongo, lakini kwa sasa bado tu kumalizia juu, nimejenga na blocks, bado tu juu kumalizia mabati, nayo yote ni pesa ya mwani. Nikikuza mwani, nikiuza kama nimepata 20,000 ama 30, 40, huwa asili zote, wala sipeleki shule zote, huwa nabakisha nyingine na nunua gari ya mchanga, nikanunua blocks, nikaita mafundi wakanijengea. Nilijenga hivyo kidogo kidogo mpaka saa hii nyumba imeisha, bado tu juu kuweka rufi.
Seaweed ambayo tumepata imeboresha maisha ya jamii. Hii kijiji inaitwa Kibuyuni. Hii kijiji iko na BMU Kibuyuni, Beach Management Unit. Hii kijiji inaitwa Mzizima Sublocation. Toka tupate hii mradi wa samaki, tuwe na hii samaki na kutoa hizo mambo na seaweed, imebadilisha maisha. Moja, imeboresha maisha ya elimu. Msichana alikuwa hapa hana elimu, mvulana ndio alikuwa tunamwangazia kipaumbele. Msichana saa hii ndiye amekuwa kipaumbele, kwa maana wakina mama wakitoka kwa kuvuna seaweed zao, wakiuza hizo pesa wanaekeza moja, wanaekeza kwa elimu. Mimi ninaongea hapo, hatua yangu ya kwanza niliyopiga, nimeangalia elimu. Sasa niko na mtoto university. Saa hii niko nyumba. Kando na ile nyumba ilikuwa anaishi ya matope, nikaja pale nikiitia ikawekwa, ilikuwa ni nyumba ya babangu, ikatia bati. Lakini sasa nyumba wakina mama wanajaribu hadi kuweka umeme.
The Blue Empowerment Project is more than just a project, it's a movement. A movement that empowers fisherwomen, strengthening communities and protecting the future of Kenya's oceans. Together, we are building a more resilient, equitable and sustainable future. Amid the changing world and the effects of climate change, human activities play a leading role. But in the waves of this ocean lies life that can only be sustained if the local communities find the true change that drifts towards the right direction.